Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Geneva Area City School Board. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cybulski.
Here.
Mrs. Krieg. Here. Mrs. Milliken Dixon.
Here.
Mrs. Ortiz.
Present.
And Mr. Pierson.
Here.
Are we in compliance, Madam Treasurer?
We are.
The interim superintendent recommends that the board approve the enclosed resolution to terminate the employment of Charlotte L. Leonard.
Is that a motion? No, we need a motion?
Yes.
Anybody? All right. I'll second. Any discussion about it? Any questions or comments? It's the same exact thing, right? No changes since
Correct.
last time?
No changes.
Jamie saw something that I didn't realize either. There's a letter missing or a number missing.
We had a conversation about that when Shelley spoke with legal counsel about that. She can provide the
Okay.
answer as to why that
And I
was.
forgot, and I was gonna print it off.
There's no B.
Yes. The B is intentionally not included because it is not relevant to the allegations at issue, and the asterisks are included to reflect that B exists, but it's excluded from the document, so it should remain as is.
And the
Oh,
only
it
other
is?
change was
There's on the,
There was? There's a form and the B doesn't apply to this situation.
correct,
All right.
so,
and then the old 5 went away because that was about the deadline or whatever.
correct,
And
and
then
I,
that
Correct.
shifted
and
up.
she did not
Right.
contact me, correct.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions or comments about it? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cybulski.
Yes.
Mrs. Krieg.
Yes.
Mrs. Milliken Dixon.
Yes.
Mrs. Ortiz.
Yes.
And Mr. Pierson.
Yes.
Motion's approved.
Thank you. I need a motion so that the board can hold an executive session to consider the appointment, employment, discipline, or compensation of a public employee and the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion about it? We are discussing the superintendent situation.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Krieg.
Yes.
Mrs. Milliken Dixon.
Yes.
Mrs. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mr. Pierson.
Yes.
Mrs. Cybulski.
Yes.
We are entering executive session at 7:32. Are we staying here? And booting them out? or-
We can, correct, because it's an executive session and we will not be returning for business.
Will you excuse us, please,
Okay, so
gentlemen?
you're not, no more meeting after
We
that?
are not coming back after.